About dyslexia, whatever it is.
Okay. So today I'm going to tell you a story about a dyslexic girl. Mrs. Campbell licked her finger as she started to look through the pages of the textbook in front of her. She put on her reading glasses as she looked at Misty, who was looking around the classroom. Please turn to page 67, Misty. Read the first paragraph, Mrs. Campbell spoke, as Misty felt her stomach churn as she started to freak out. Misty slowly tried to find the page, but found it very hard, so people started whispering, which made her feel anxious. She finally found the page, which made people sigh in relief. She blankly stared at the letters and felt her head pounding. The letters looked very unfamiliar and hard to understand. "Any time now, Misty," Mrs. Campbell said, sounding very bitter. Oh, okay. No, wait. Then she started all the words, getting them all wrong. She felt like a complete idiot. That's a B, some guy sitting next to Missy said. People started to lightly laugh, but Missy was used to it. It happened all the time. After Misty failed at reading the paragraph, the teacher, who was highly annoyed, asked another person to read. She felt someone poke her shoulder. "It's okay. Sometimes I get confused between the letters P and B. It's nothing," the boy next to her said. "No, it's different." As the day went by really slowly, Misty grew more annoyed. Misty knows she's stupid. She's been raised to know that she is a complete idiot. She never really understood why her parents were never happy about her. That makes her feel worse. Her illness made her feel more insecure about herself, and she always wondered about how life would be easier if she was completely smart and normal. She hugged the books and pressed them against her chest as she walked around the hallways. "Didn't mean to scare you there," a guy said. She recognized him after studying his face. "It's the guy who sits next to her in English, Michael. I just wanted to tell you that I think you're pretty," he started. That wasn't what I was going to say, but you are pretty though. Okay." She found the situation awkward, but she stared at him and smiled. She suddenly frowned. "You're just saying that because you feel bad." She barely said it in a whisper, but the boy said, "No, I'm saying it because it's true." It has been 2 days since Michael and Misty talked, and ever since Michael was always in Misty's head. When he said to her the other day, "Will always play in her head," but Michael kept ignoring her after their little chat. She realized that he might have said it out of pity because of what happened in English. When the hallways are empty, Misty will sneak into the basement, and she will probably just listen to quiet music and enjoy silence. As she walked through the staircase that led to the basement, she heard a few steps coming from behind her. Could be a janitor that just doesn't care about students, so she basically ignored. She noticed Michael in front of her, a plastered smile on his face. "Where are you going?" he asked. Nowhere," was all she could say. "Really? Because it looks like you're going to the basement. Why?" "It's away from people." "It's kind of lonely in there, though," he laughed, and she shrugged. "Maybe I can keep you company if that's okay with you, of course." They've become friends since then, and they love each other, and they support each other through everything. One day, Michael lit a cigarette and placed it on his thin, pink lips. He had finally stopped himself from crying and tried to think about other things other than his sudden death. The tranquility that filled him up a few seconds ago drained, and anger and sadness ran through his veins as he tossed the cigarette on the ground and stumped it all with his black dirt shoes. Michael ran his pale fingers through his hair, the cold winter weather sending shivers down his body. He breathed heavily through his mouth and then realized that there were tears rolling down his cheeks. He left during the funeral because he couldn't take it. He didn't want to stare at her coffin knowing that her lifeless body was there. He didn't want this to happen. It was really unexpected though. He was in his room making her the mixtape he promised he would make her when he got a message from his friend that Misty committed suicide. But Michael always made her forget about all of her insecurities. She never thought about her learning disability. Misty felt loved around Michael. That's all I can share with you. Thank you.